And I'm joined by Michael Matty, who's the president of Germain Investment, which is in Springfield. Thank you for joining us, first of all.
Good to be here.
So we're talking about finances, which after the holidays is like stepping on a scale when you're looking at those bills. It's not fun. It's sort of a depressing moment of realization that maybe you spent too much over the holidays. So how do you deal with that as we're looking at 2014, people make resolutions? Where do you even start?
Well, it's a great analogy because, as you said, people have got the hangover from the holidays at this point, and at this time of year they've also made those January resolutions that they've probably also blown through, and one of them was probably, I'm going to save more in 2014, and now they're saying, how do I do that?
Right.
And one of the ways I tell people is a financial plan is really no different than a trip that you're going to take. This is your financial trip through life. So go on a MapQuest, go on to Google Maps and say, I want to go somewhere. Well, what they're going to ask you is, what's your starting destination? Where do you want to go? And then they're going to tell you the plan to get there. And it's really no different from a personal financial standpoint. Where are you now? Well, gee, I realize I'm buried in debt and I've got all these bills that I didn't think I was going to have. I wasn't planning on spending this much. I owe a lot of money. How much do you owe, though? How much did you spend on eating out last year?
You're not asking me that, right?
No.
Okay.
But how much do you spend on gas? How much do you spend on restaurants? Good God, I spent that much on restaurants last year. I need to do something about that. So find out where you are. If you don't know where you are, you can't figure out a plan for where you want to go. Come up with your plan of where you want to be. What's your destination? This time next year, I want to have paid down my credit card debt. I want to have bought a new car. I want to have paid for my vacation, not go into debt next year on vacation. Great short-term goals, longer-term goals, I want to pay off my mortgage, whatever it happens to be. Now you know where you are, you know where you want to go, come up with the plan, a concrete plan to get you there.
Okay, let's talk about an average family though. So the average family probably has a goal of, yes, they want to retire someday. They have a few kids to put in college at some point. They also have the gas bill, the electric bill, and the groceries to pay. How do you kind of get through that and prioritize what is most important?
Well, always, you hear it again and again, pay yourself first. If you decide when you go through and you do your budget and your planning and you say, I can afford to save $100 a month, you put aside the $100 a month at the same time you're paying your bills.
And that's a discipline, because some people say there's no way I could do that because I have this to pay and that to pay. But you're saying, yes, you can.
Treat it like a bill. It's a bill. You start an account, a bank account, whatever happens to be, and you start putting the money into it just like you're paying a bill. So every 30 days, I'm putting $100 in here. Not, gee, if I have something left over, I'll put it in there. Because that's where it becomes derailed very quickly.
Do you recommend doing that first? Like, okay, so you have the 401k, college, and everything else. Do you recommend paying yourself first? First
thing you have to come up with is some kind of emergency money. So with this time of year, if your furnace blows out, you need cash and you need to get it taken care of. So you get aside some emergency money so that if things happen, you can get it taken care of without having to go get some crazy, ridiculous interest rate loan of some sort. Once you've gotten some emergency money put aside to get yourself a little liquidity, one thing I definitely recommend people do is things like their 401k at work. You get a match on that, that's free money. Don't ever overlook that 401k. The key to financial success is not big chunks of money put aside the day you hit the lottery.
Right.
That's not going to happen in all likelihood.
We're all waiting for, right. So it's little consistent amounts.
Yep.
Okay, so then you're talking about college. It's daunting for parents who look at the bills, and I could only imagine, for people who have little ones, what it's going to be in 20 years, how much it's going to cost. How do you even tackle that? And is it worth it? Because can't you, at some point disqualify yourself for financial aid if you save too much? I mean, don't you have to think about that?
Well, I think it's important for a lot of people to realize if you've got two competing goals, one of them is your retirement, the other one is your kids' college education. Your kids can get loans for college.
Okay.
Walk into a bank and try and get a retirement loan. It's not going to happen.
So that's first. Okay.
You've got to take care of your retirement first. Kids can get college loans. Kids can get scholarships. So the more important thing to do first is to definitely take care of your own retirement needs. Unless you're 100% confident that your kid that you put through college is going to take care of you in retirement and that's your retirement plan, you make sure you take the money yourself first, put it aside, and really start working on retirement. It's the most expensive thing you're going to do. If you think college is expensive, 35 years in retirement actually costs a lot more.
Now, I think we were talking a little bit before about how the average person or the average family has about $15,000 in credit card debt, which years ago was unheard of. And somebody watching might say, well, listen, if I had enough money to put $100 aside a month, I would do that and not use my credit card. How do you kind of get out of that sort of cycle of using the card and paying off the card? How do you recommend people to kind of stay calm and get themselves out of that place?
Yeah, and paying down credit card debt is important because the interest rates on those are typically pretty high. So you find yourself making the minimum payment and you're making no headway at all on working down the credit card debt. One thing I tell people is get rid of as many of the credit cards as you can. The problem is we all know with the credit cards is you lay the plastic on the counter and it's not like spending money. Get rid of as many cards as you can. I know the affinity cards for the stores and things are great. You think you get great deals on them because you get additional savings. Savings that you made by buying something at a cheaper price is not savings. You still spent money.
It's not.
So get rid of as many of the cards as you can. Really focus on making more than the minimum payment and trying to pay down as much of that credit card debt as possible. It's very, very expensive money for you to have.
And you also mentioned something as simple as not eating out once a month or once a week, perhaps, will save over the year.
And that perhaps is your credit card pay down plan. I'm going to sit down and say I'm going to have one fewer meal out per month, and that's going to be the extra amount I'm going to put towards my credit card bill. Get that debt paid down on the credit card, and then try to use the discipline of paying for as many things as you can in cash, not with the credit card. It seems like real money when the green's
thing,
coming
right?
out.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know. I remember my grandfather always would have cash. Like it's such a different day. Well, thank you very much. We'll have to check in with you in a year to see if we kept up on our financial plan and if we even got it started. Hopefully, a lot of people will do that this year. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thanks.
Take care.